Good morning, folks. I certainly welcome back to the channel again. Keith here from Commander Hoops. If this is your first time viewing the channel, please hit that red and white button below, subscribe, and a notifications bell would be really appreciated. It's 4 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this, folks. I had a bit of a nap. I was obviously up 3 o'clock yesterday morning, Dublin to Glasgow, and I talked about Brendan Rodgers in my previous video. It's escalating more, this potential move, and I can tell you why. Brendan Rodgers touched down in London last night in a private jet from Mallorca to meet Dermot Desmond. The whole initial talks to finalise this deal to get him as the new Celtic manager. Now, I'm going to give honest, brutal opinions to you. Some of you may not like what I'm going to say, and some of you will agree what I say. It's all titled to opinions, so do you know what? I don't really care. First of all, if he's to come in, John Kennedy and Gavin Strachan and Harry Kewell, there's been reports that Ange want them as the coaching staff at Spurs. Let them go. I wish John the very best. I think John's done a good job, obviously helping Brendan, helping Ronnie, helping Neil, and helping Ange at the tenders at Celtic, and I wish John the very best. You know, he took a lot of stick off me over the last couple of years, and I wish him the best, especially down in England. So if he does go, the rumours are quite strong at the moment. Let him go. Brownie's been tipped to come in as number 2. At the moment, Scott Brown is in Orlando. A couple of friends of mine that support the page have got pictures of Scott Brown. He's over there for the treble weekend, he was. And Scott Brown's currently the manager of Fleetwood Town in League One. So we'd have to pay them off a few quid if he's to come in as number 2. Brownie knows the club inside out. Brendan Rodgers made Brownie a better captain, better player, changed the culture of football in his first into Celtic. He won 7 honours. He got us into 2 Champions League group stages consecutive. Yes, the second year the football we played in the Champions League group stages was horrendous. We got hockey by PSG away. But he's a born winner, and I can prove it. The reason why I can prove it, we played Rangers 13 times. Sefco 13 times, and we only lost to them once. So domestically, I'm quite confident bringing Brendan Rodgers in. I think he's a real professional coach. He's worked in top clubs, working under Mourinho at Chelsea over the years. Worked at Liverpool as a coach, finished second place, unfortunate to lose the league. You know, done well with Swansea. He's done well with Leicester, winning an FA Cup and a Charity Shield, considering he didn't have funding for the last 2 years. Got them into top 6 finishes, yet they've been being dropped out of the Premier League because he wasn't being supported. I think he can come in, nail the head in the coffin, and repair the damage to the fans that don't believe he's good enough. For the fans that don't believe that he's good enough, why is 77% of people in this poll I put up on Instagram, over hundreds of people voted that he's the man? Because people come around to the idea that he can actually sail the ship. If it's going to be a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal, he has to commit to it and not jump to the first stint to go to English football again. Yes, we all get angry, we all get pissed off, but at the end of the day, we all have arguments with our family and we forgive. We're human beings, we're not perfect. He went to English football, it didn't really work out for him. He won a couple of cups, finished European places, and so he's coming back to repair the damage and to put Celtic to a level that he should be at. There's no point of us going for Maresca, for these players or these managers like Graham Potter and all. Graham Potter hasn't established himself. He had a good stake at Brighton for 1 point and then went to Chelsea and just ruined them from, like, people are saying Graham Potter, you know, Maresca, 13 games in Serie B, that's all he had. His managerial experience not good enough. Brendan's the best on the CVs of all the candidates. Newton, I love Newton, but I'd rather have Rodgers back. Simple as that. People might say, oh, Newton's football is phenomenal, but Brendan Rodgers has won more than Newton, and they're around the same age. Brendan's 50. He's won trebles with Celtic, 7 trophies with Celtic. Get him in the door. Give him the money that he deserves. Give him a 30 million checkbook, because his last stint at Celtic, in his last transfer window, the 3 players that he brought in, Ollie Bork, Tojang and Tim Away, they were all loan moves. So if the board are going to back him and bring him forward as a club and get us at the Champions League group stages, let him do it. If players that are linked to other clubs and don't want to be a part of his culture around his style of football, move them on, regardless if it's a Jota, Kyogo, this and that. I know you might be controversial me saying that now. We want players that want to play for the short. You got to back any manager comes in. If it's Mowbray or if it's Ronnie, we still backed them, didn't we? For fans that were going mad saying, I won't go near Celtic Park again because it's Rodgers. You love your club. You back whoever's in charge. Simple as that. There's no point turning your back on a club. Well, we could be on the way to success. Could be on the way to another treble, and you're going to turn your back and rip your season book up or burn your season card because Rodgers came in. That's a born winner. That's won it with Celtic. That got us 69 games unbeaten. Very premature. Premature comments, folks. I'm on this side of Rodgers.